It was an ordinary Wednesday in the small town of Maplewood. The sun was shining, birds were singing, and Mr. Jenkins was sipping his morning coffee on his porch, blissfully unaware of the chaos about to unfold. Maplewood was famous for its lush parks and abundant wildlife, especially its squirrels. These squirrels were not your average rodents. They were clever, mischievous, and had an uncanny knack for getting into trouble. But no one expected what happened next. At precisely 10 o'clock in the morning, the town's squirrels gathered in Maplewood Park for what appeared to be an urgent meeting. Leading the assembly was Squeaky. A particularly ambitious squirrel with a knack for organizing. Squeaky had a plan to take over the town. The first step of their operation was to disable all the cars in Maplewood. The squirrels, armed with tiny tools they had somehow acquired, started removing spark plugs, chewing through wires, and generally wreaking havoc under the hoods of parked vehicles. By noon, no car in town was functional, leaving residents puzzled and stranded. Next, the squirrels targeted the town's communication systems. They gnawed through telephone wires, internet cables, and even managed to knock out the local radio station. Maplewood was effectively cut off from the outside world. Meanwhile, inside the Jenkins house, Mr. Jenkins was oblivious to the unfolding madness. That is, until he heard a commotion in his living room. He walked in to find his prized collection of nuts, meticulously gathered for the winter, being raided by a gang of very determined squirrels. "Hey, get out of here!" Mr. Jenkins shouted, but the squirrels ignored him, stuffing their cheeks with nuts before scampering off, down at the town square. Mayor Thompson was trying to calm a growing crowd of confused and frustrated residents. Just as he began to speak, a horde of squirrels descended from the trees, snatching hats, purses, and anything shiny. The crowd scattered, and the mayor was left standing alone, holding a speech that no one would hear. As evening approached, the squirrels moved on to phase 3 of their plan. The food supply. They raided grocery stores, broke into kitchens, and made off with an impressive haul of snacks and treats. By nightfall, the town's pantries were empty, and the squirrels had retreated to their nests to enjoy their spoils. In the chaos, a young boy named Timmy, with a love for all things adventurous, decided it was time to take action, armed with a toy bow and arrow. Timmy ventured into the park, determined to find Squeaky and put an end to the squirrel uprising. Timmy found Squeaky sitting atop a tree stump, surveying his dominion. With a daring leap, Timmy grabbed a handful of acorns and hurled them at the squirrel leader. Squeaky, taken by surprise, chattered angrily before scampering away, calling off the attack. The next morning, Maplewood woke to find the squirrels had vanished as quickly as they had appeared. The townspeople slowly emerged from their homes, surveying the damage and sharing stories of the bizarre events. As for Timmy, he became an instant hero, celebrated for his bravery and quick thinking. The townspeople held a grand feast in his honor. Although it was a modest affair given the depleted food supplies, life in Maplewood eventually returned to normal, but the legend of the squirrel takeover lived on. And every so often the townspeople would glance warily at the trees, wondering if Squeaky and his band of merry mischief makers were plotting their next move. I hope you enjoyed this story. Let me know if you'd like more tales like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.